This is Texans TV. Texans Extra Points, presented by Community Coffee, official coffee of the Houston Texans. Also sponsored by Reliant, the official energy provider of the Houston Texans. And by your Houston area Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Amegy, the official business bank of the Houston Texans.
Let's go for what we got. Need some juice, need some energy, and just do your job. Punch the ball.
Here comes pressure. He's going to go down. Touchdown, Houston. Rock and roll.
Hey there, welcome into Texans Extra Points. We are so happy that you're with us. It's a post-win week. It's a bye week, but we're still talking Texans. My name is Drew Dougherty. I'm your host, and look who we got here. Travis Johnson, 2005, first pick for the Texans. You played DT here for a while. It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys, of course.
Thanks for coming in. Marc Vandermeer, of course, the voice of the Texans.
Hello.
It's always good after a win, isn't it?
The old voice of the Hurricanes. It still kind of keeps me.
It's tough on a Florida State Seminole here. Yeah,
we're going to go wide right 3, 2000. No, we're not. We're not going to talk about that.
Those are some fighting words right there. But that's neither here nor there because we got to talk Texans. What we're going to do today is get into the offense. These guys are going to explain why Damien Pierce is just getting started, and that's really exciting stuff. Plus, defensively, got to pick an MVP so far out of the young guys. And on top of that, we got a Texan to watch on defense, a Texan to watch on offense, and keys to the final 12 games of this season. It's all coming up on the show, and we're going to get started, well, with some offense. Damien Pierce rumbles. He said, "Go, country boy, go," was going through my mind on that 20-yard run, which right now is the play of the season. What have you seen from Damien Pierce, first of all, and complete this sentence second? This about Damien Pierce has me most excited.
The way he runs. Of course. I mean, when you talk about Damien Pierce, he reminds me of a little bit of Arian Foster, a little bit of Bo Jackson. He has a little bit of everything in him. The way he finishes his runs during the preseason, I remember looking at Andre and while we were sitting in a suite, and I'm like, dude, this kid's gonna be special. This kid is really special. The way he hits the hole, he hits it like it's supposed to be hit, and he finishes runs. There's never any time you see him falling back. He's always finishing runs. So I'm excited about this kid, man.
I think it's the fact that he's the first place runner in the division right now, guys. It's amazing. When you think about this division, it's AFC running back, really. When you look at Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, even Robinson down in Jacksonville. They've had some good running backs in the AFC South for a while. And Texans, too, with Carlos Hyde in 2019. But here's Damien Pierce, and he's the first place rusher through 5 weeks. I know we have a long way to go. Taylor's hurt, but we'll see how it goes. It's a great start for the quest to improve the ground game for the Texans.
He's also got spin moves. He's also got he's got home run hitter speed. We saw that on the 75-yard run.
Oh yeah, he's got home run. He's got everything. If he was a baseball player, he'd say he was a 5-tool guy. Because he has everything you want to. He catch the ball out of the backfield. Yes, he didn't catch a lot this past Sunday, but he still caught when he needed to. And the way he runs the ball, the way he blocks in the passing game, I love this kid. I think he'll be a 1,000-yard rusher before the season's over.
You're taking it right out of my mouth because I was going to do an over-under. 1,000 yards this season, does he hit it? Or is it 999.5 over-under? Does he get there?
No, if he stays healthy, he gets there. I mean, I think it's a lock if he stays healthy, but that's never a lock, right? And that's the thing. You're using him a lot. Bunch of carries on Sunday. They got to be very careful with how they handle him. He's your best offensive weapon right now. I love Brandon Cooks, and you got to get the ball to him. But right now, Pierce is the show, so you have to be able to use him yet preserve him at the same time. And I think they're doing all they can to make sure that he's getting recovery time and he's able to get out there as much as possible.
All right, Mark just said weapon. Let's talk about a weapon very, very quickly. Complete this sentence. Nico Collins's growth as a pass catcher will. How's that sentence end?
Gain us more notoriety on offense and get us more yards per, like a higher average yards.
Okay, I like that. How's it going to end for you? What's the sentence end
His growth as a pass catcher will continue to grow, will continue to escalate. How about that? Because he's getting better. You have to continue to get more production from him and take more chances with him. Look at the big catch he had against Jacksonville. Contested, right? Look, there was another receiver here who caught a lot of balls like that. I'm not saying Nico is him, but give Nico a chance to make a play on the ball. Nick Caserio says he wants to see it. Lovie Smith wants to see it. Let's see it. Let's see how he can produce after the bye.
This guy averages, 18 yards a catch right now? Yeah. And right now, when we got a quarterback in Davis Mills who's averaging about 6-8 yards an attempt, I think we really need to get him the ball and get pushing the ball downfield.
7 catches so far this season of 20 yards or more. That's tops on the Texans. All right, got to get a telestrator in. John Harris is the man to do that. He's got all the X's and O's. Check this out.
You always remember your first. Derek Stingley got his first interception at the exact right moment. 2nd and 1. Jaguars driving. They're at the Texans 7-yard line. And the play I'm about to show you is one that, well, the Chargers ran twice in the 4th quarter. The Jaguars ran it once in the 2nd quarter. All 3 of them hit on big plays. So the Jaguars decided, why not go back to the well? Well, the Texans came up with the right defensive call against this play and shut it down because Stingley and his defensive mates made a great play. Now, Sting's going to get all the credit right here. He's right here, and we'll keep our eyes on him in a second. The Jags come out in 13 personnel. So they've got 1 running back, and they've got 3 tight ends here. And so they're running the same play the Chargers ran. It's going to be a back to the flat, reverse out. He could take the back. Eckler, Robinson, or excuse me, Etienne had all caught that ball. Now this is Robinson, but no big deal. This is the same play. So when Trevor reverses out, the thought here is that these guys essentially will pick off the linebacker that presumably has him in coverage. But the Texans are actually playing zone on this play. And because they're in zone, Jalen Petrie is able to get out here after colliding. Watch Jalen. Jalen's a big key on this. He collides with Ingram. Bang. Because it may be run. So he collides, spins out, and then he sees Robinson right there and sprints to him and takes that away. That was the route they had not taken away the first 3 times. But they took it away here. Now, Trevor has not a lot left. Could have run it. Has Rasheem Green chasing. But Sting right here is another one to watch. When he backs out of there reading, okay, he thinks it's run, but now he gets out. He actually gets too wide. That works because he's so far wide that he's able to dart in here, and Trevor never saw him. So Sting's able to get himself back in phase and then make the pick. Now, I would have loved for him to stay in the end zone, but that's okay. First interception, great play. Excellent job by Petrie, forcing that throw into Stingley, and then Sting going and reading the quarterback's eyes and making a play in the end zone. His first interception of hopefully a long Texans career.
Lawrence fakes the give, steps to his right. Lawrence looking, throwing back of the end zone, picked off by Stingley. Stingley with the pick, the first of his career.
2nd and 5, 4th quarter, tied at 6. Always remember it because this is the run. I don't know that I've seen a running back break as many tackles as a Texan than Damien Pierce did on this run. So let's take a look because there are a number of things that happen outside of Damien just snatching souls in teal jerseys. Let's go to the surface here. The Texans are going to run power, so they're just going to block down here and pull A.J. Cann, and then Damien's going to follow that. Once he gets into the line, well, then some crazy things happen. But let's take a look here at this. Let's just watch the beauty of this. Take the handoff, bounce through, shake off Tyson Campbell, take on more guys at the 11, drag them. There's a couple more being dragged, hanging on for dear life. My goodness. I mean, are you serious? All right, now let's take a look at how this actually happens because there's a couple of key blocks here, all right? There's one with Laramie Tunsil, and there's one by Tyler Johnson here. So Tyler Johnson, you can see him kind of lined up in this spot. Rayshon Jenkins led the team in tackles with like 8,000. Tyler's going to come in here and occupy him, which they finally got him blocked. Laramie's going to get a good down block on Roy Robertson Harris, and that's going to leave some room for A.J. to come across and have that little kick-out block there. So you see, there's Johnson right there. A.J.'s going to get that block. Sorry, wrong guy. O.J. gets a block there. And the only guys that can actually kind of get him right there, Rayshon still got Johnson on him, so he can't make a clean tackle. So he bounces, and then Tyson Campbell, that's my favorite. It's like a game of piggyback, and Tyson Campbell lost. Get on my back. Nope. And then he's off. And he's just taking souls. Look at that. I mean, just feet driving. His feet never stopped. He stepped on Shaquille Griffin's face. He's breaking their noses. My goodness, Damien Pierce. Don't do them like that, young fella. And then that was fun, really fun. And it got the Texans a 13-6 win.
Pierce again, over the middle, 20, breaks a tackle, 15, 10. Gang tackle inside the 5. Does he stay on his feet? He does, down to the 2-yard line. What a run by Damien Pierce. Got out of trouble again and again until Cisco brings him down. Lawrence fakes the give, steps to his right. Lawrence looking, throwing back of the end zone, picked off by Stingley. Stingley with the pick, the first of his career.
Derek Stingley with his very first career interception. Hey, that was a big one because it takes points off the board. They had been rolling the Jaguars in that one. By the way, I'm Drew. That's Travis. This is Mark. Hey, Derek Stingley, let's complete this sentence. We're doing a lot of complete this sentences on the show, but blank has impressed me most about Stingley.
Professionalism, the way he conducts business, the way he conducts himself. Petrie's the same way. These guys act like they've been there before, and Stingley, so polished. I mean, guys like Travis can tell you about footwork and look at his hips, and I don't know. He's stopping passes from being completed, and that's his job. And the first career pick, I loved it, except don't bring it out of the end zone, because it kind of ruined my call on the radio. You know, first career pick, but no! But still, it was fine. They got through it. They won the game.
It's all about the call with Mark. But what about you? What's impressing you most about him?
His football IQ.
Yep.
I think the way he approaches the game, like Mark said, the way he approaches the game is second to none. The way he knows where a guy lines up, what he's going to do, the way he breaks down film. And the only reason you know these things is because when you break down film, you understand route tree, route running progressions. You say, okay, if he's here, what is he going to give me? And I've seen him jump routes. I've seen him break up passes that probably the average corners that we've had come through here before wouldn't have done, but he could tell me, it tells me he's prepared and he knows the game.
You know, it really stuck out to me in game one, week one, in the Colts, or against the Colts in the end zone. He kind of turns around and bats the ball away. You talk about, we haven't seen that around here. That was one of the ones that, you know, bounced off to me that I hadn't seen in quite some time. Okay, Jalen Petrie in the preseason, Lovie Smith told us, hey, if you can start at safety in my defense, the stuff you've got to know, you can coach this defense with anywhere. So that knowledge is clearly there. What have you seen from Petrie, though, as far as, man, I think there's a little bit more to him, and we're going to get some better things here down the rest of the season.
If there was a real Pro Bowl this year, Jalen Petrie would be a Pro Bowler.
Okay.
I really believe he's going to be our rookie. I think he'll be rookie defensive player of the year. I think he has it. I really believe it. I think the things that he's done on the field right now, if you look across the league, there's no other young guys really making this type of impact. But I see him as being our best defensive player, as winning team MVP this year on the defensive side of the ball. Between him and Jerry Hughes, I don't know who's going to get it, but I think both of those guys are doing some wonderful things every week.
It's high praise.
Well, I talked with Kamu Grugier-Hill this week, and it was interesting because we asked him about the rookies. You're always going to ask these guys about the rookies. And he said, yeah, Petrie is a leader. In fact, Petrie's telling them things on the field, like he's kind of not lining guys up, but he's talking on the field in the course of the game as if he's a veteran. He has that kind of presence, that kind of command over the situation. So you love to see it. We saw glimpses of it from the get-go. Now you're seeing it play out in games. And I'm with you, Travis. Got to win more. Look, they started it. Maybe they broke the seal. Get on a roll here. Get more recognition.
Okay, pipe down over here with this trivia answer. I know you know it, but let's see if you know it. Okay, the Texans are playing the Raiders next week, and they're going to play in Las Vegas. It's the fourth different spot that they will have done that. They will have played the Raiders. Where are the other three? We'll have that answer later on the show.
Over the middle, 20, breaks a tackle, 15, 10. Gang tackle inside the 5. Does he stay on his feet? He does, down to the 2-yard line. What a run by Damien Pierce. First and goal, Texans.
How about that for a next-gen stat powered by AWS? So Damien Pierce runs 26 times last week against the Jaguars. 22 of those runs, so all but 4. He's going against at least 7 guys down in the box, and he's able to get 99 yards. That in itself is remarkable. just remarkable stuff. I mean, he's running against a stacked front just about every time he goes out there, Travis.
Well, I think when you look at where he came from, I mean, this is a University of Florida guy. He plays in the SEC East. He's a guy who's going to have to play against those big defensive linemen year in, year out in college. So I don't think it's nothing new to him. When you see those teams that you had to play in the SEC week in, week out, I think coming to the league, it's one of those things where it's just like, it's just another day. It's just another day at work, and he approaches it that way. I mean, think about it like this. To get 1,000 yards, what is it, 75 yards a game? That's all you need. And we know I think we're going to see him do that week in and week out.
Well, think about this. Texans beat the Jaguars on the road. So a lot of those fans had a double loss on Sunday. Their Jaguars lost, and their Gators, they were feeling bad because it's Gator country, feeling bad that the Gators didn't use Pierce more often, because that was a huge complaint from that fan base. And they see him in the NFL lighting it up, 4th in the league in rushing. Okay, good start for him. See it continue.
Okay, let's go with a Texan to watch on offense for this final 12-game stretch. Who are you keeping your eyes on that's going to be a key that maybe hasn't so far?
Oh, really? So I don't get to pick Pierce here as a guy to watch?
Yeah, we can't make this the Damien Pierce show.
Listen, I'm going to go really chalk pick here and say this is Davis Mills' time, right? And Davis, we talk about Pierce in the ground game going up like this. Davis getting a little bit better every week, right, with the passing game. I know it's an ensemble thing. It's a team thing. That's what Nick Caserio is very clear on. Lovie Smith, too, obviously. But it's getting a little bit better every week. Made some key throws. That third down conversion to Akins was no joke on that go-ahead drive. Much needed. Got to see more of that through the final 12 games.
Who's your offensive player over the 12?
Kenyon Green.
Okay.
I think Kenyon Green is going to be one of those guys. If he plays and continues to elevate his game week in, week out, it's going to elevate the entire offense as far as the run game and the pass game, because we know if the run is rolling, it's going to then in tune be better for Davis Mills. He's everything you want in an offensive lineman with that attitude to go with it. That is the biggest thing. The way I watch him, his attitude in the game. Attitude is contagious, and his is something I want to catch.
All right, I like that. I'm going to go with Nico Collins. I talked about the 7 catches for 20-plus yards. As he brought up, 18 yards per catch. Let's see that continuing to rise. Let's see that loosen things up around that front for Damien Pierce. Make those guys be a little bit more honest and get out of the box and maybe make things a little easier for Damien. All right, so back to the defensive side of the ball. Who's your guy to watch over this final dozen?
Well, Christian Harris, who has not played yet.
Yeah,
I want to see him play, and I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe it's right after the bye. Maybe it takes a couple more weeks. It shouldn't take forever, though, as long as he stays healthy. He has all that talent. They drafted him for a reason. He will get in the lineup with the majority of the season to go, and I want to see what he can do because I got a feeling it's going to be special.
Travis?
For me, it's the old man, Jerry Hughes. I mean, for the first time, he's back home in his entire career. He showed us he got, 4 sacks already? And I think it's tied top 10 in the league right now. For a guy to get 2 in one game and 2 in another game and not get any in between, he's going to get him in bunches. And I think his presence in that room is priceless. So I think he's going to have a great season. He's going to be a double-digit sack year.
I'm going to go with a Gator for my Texan to watch, and it's not Damien Pierce. It's Jonathan Grenard. Let's see him get those sack totals up, get close to what Jerry Hughes has done through the first part, because if he's cooking and Jerry Hughes is cooking, then this defense gets going, and you get a better chance at takeaways. All right, we got more Texans Extra Points in just a moment.
Texans Extra Points, presented by Community Coffee, official coffee of the Houston Texans. Also sponsored by Reliant, the official energy provider of the Houston Texans. And by Mattress Firm, the official sleep partner of the Houston Texans.
Earlier, we had the question, the Texans are playing in Las Vegas against the Raiders this next week. So this will be the 4th place they've played the Raiders, 4th city. Where are the other 3? Now, they're kind of easy because you know Houston, NRG Stadium is one.
Well, I think a lot of people are wondering, would you count Houston?
Of course.
And you are, obviously.
Of course. So where are the others?
Oakland
and
Mexico City.
That's right. They went south of the border. Now, in the years to come, when the Texans play the Rams and the Chargers in the regular season in that venue, that will have been 4 places because the Rams, they played them in St. Louis, in the Coliseum, and now in the new place as well as Houston. And the Chargers, they played them in San Diego, the old place, the new place in Houston. So there you go. A little bit of a random trivia for you here on Texans Extra Points. Okay, it's time for keys to the final 12 games of the season. We had players to watch over that final 12 earlier, but these are the things the Texans must do to turn things around, keep things going in a positive direction. What 2 things must happen, Mark?
I'm going to say offensively diversify the portfolio, right? We talked about Pierce an awful lot, and they're going to use Pierce an awful lot. But they need to get more production through the air. They won a game throwing for 140 yards. I have no complaints about that because they got the job done. They didn't turn it over. They made the key throws when they had to. Now they got to find a way to get more out of that aspect of the game. Take a little heat off Pierce. Maybe, look, Rex carries the ball pretty well on Sunday against Jacksonville. That was nice. Had a 9-yard carry on a 3rd and 7. That was great. I don't know if it's other backs helping out the cause, but I just think the short passing game and passing game in general, you got to ramp up that production.
Okay, so those 2 things plus Anacott Steel, Teledar Paper, Blue Star Airlines, diversify the portfolio. What do you want?
I want to see finish. That's what I want to see. I want to see them finish on offense, like you talked about, spread the ball around to more people. I want to see them finish on defense, not give up 400 yards in a game. You know, it's one of those things where when you're a defense, you say, I want to hold you under 300 yards. I want to hold you under 100 yards rushing. I want to get 2-3 takeaways, win the takeover battle. But what I want to see, I think that all factors together in just finishing. You got to know how to finish, and I want to see these young teams finish games because that's the only how we'll get over the top. We lost those 3 games by what? Less than a touchdown? Yeah, so if you learn to finish, we'll make things happen.
You'll have great points. So that's going to make me tap dance because I was maybe going to use some of those. So what I'll do is my 2 old standbys. Get more takeaways. This Lovie Smith defense thrives, just like any defense really, when the Texans are getting takeaways. +3 is always the goal for them, so make sure that happens. And then in special teams, Frank Ross's special teams units have been like a boa constrictor in coverage. They've been outstanding. They haven't given up really anything. So let's take it a step further. Let's get some touchdowns in the return game. Let's get some blocks, kicks and punts, and good things are going to happen. All right, Marc Vandermeer, Travis Johnson, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for checking us out. We appreciate it. This is Texans Extra Points, and we'll be back for a preview of next week's game with the Raiders. Till then, go Texans.
Go Texans.
Go Texans.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to know when we post new content.